G'day viewers, welcome back to the Good Games Game Night Kit Tournament. We're at the upper bracket final. I'm joined by Andrew. How you doing, Andrew?
Good, thanks, Alex. Howdy, net runners. Thank you for having me here. About running the net.
So we got this upper bracket final, and Daryl is on the left playing Wizzard, and Andrew, he's on the right playing Half Spyroid.
Yep.
Got a bit of
It's in my lucky spot. I didn't want to move, so I'm still on the right-hand side there. I got quite a lucky win the game before, first game of the upper bracket against Josh. I was playing a great Blue Sun deck. And
Daryl on the left gets the distinction of being the first person in Brisbane to ever beat my RP deck. So
at last,
someone figured out how to beat Grail. The answer is
ding dong, the witch is dead.
yeah. If you can use your Hades shard when I haven't used my Jackson, then you win. But anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not,
good on him.
I'm not dwelling on that.
You don't sound bitter at all.
Anyway.
Stupid RP. Yeah, so your RP, I call that the Spirit Crusher. So Daryl really deserves to be in the top bracket, and he's in the winners bracket.
Honestly, he deserved to win the game in the Swiss round. He played so well that I think he's made a lot of improvement in his decks and in his play over the last few weeks, and it's really noticeable. And yeah, here he is in the upper bracket final.
Yep. No, it's great to see. I'm playing my HB deck. This HB deck on the right was the stronger of my two decks. Noise was a little bit hit and miss. HB, this is the Ace Store Championship winning deck. I actually haven't changed the deck list for this tournament. I'm so comfortable playing it now. I played it so much that I sort of know what to do in most situations. So, barring, that horror start of a handful of agendas, I can usually play out of a whole.
Yeah.
And I just am very familiar with the deck. And Daryl, they're spending a lot of time going through Eli to see the top card. I always hesitate to do that early because I hate losing so many clicks at the very first turn. But he did see a card.
Yeah.
And gained information. Wizzard's got that powerful trash ability, so my assets are at risk. And I'm drawing heavy, so it looks like I want to move along fairly quickly.
Yeah, I'd normally just click through Eli when I'm getting a multi-access or a medium token or something. Something more than, or a Desperado credit, or just something more than one access. I think one access is not quite enough to...
Oh!
Really
And not only did he click through Eli, he also spent 4 credits to steal that expensive agenda. So, that's obviously a bit of a hit to his start, his speed. Oh, and 3 hedge funds. Great start.
Yeah, can't complain.
And I used the HB ability to really very quickly build up too deep on the servers because, you don't have to pay that second time. Then my economy's, advancing very quickly, and ice is coming down hard and fast. Not super expensive ice. Generally, the range is around 3 cost, give or take.
So Daryl, pretty good economic start. A couple of prepaids. Got the short gamble prepaid, so up to 11. But yeah, you're up to 16. So.
Yep. And I've done what I was saying. Too deep, and I put out a little bit more tax with the login protocol. Probably the weakest card in the deck, believe it or not.
No, ELP, I think it shines the most against Noise, and Wizzard probably similar.
Yeah.
Because they don't play as many run events as something like Kate or a criminal deck. So yeah, very annoying to have an ELP sitting out there for an extended period.
Okay, I'm throwing something down into a remote. So come on, Daryl, come and have a look. Oh, and another something. So we definitely have an upgrade there. He wants to go test the remote. I love to put an itchy in the second row. It's fairly useless in the first row. It's not going to end any runs.
But in this case, the Eli will end the run because you've got to click through the
Yeah, until he gets
itchy.
because yeah. So that's a pretty solid setup.
Just deciding if you want to pump
And I'm
this
going to trace
trace.
him. Yeah, he clicked through the 2 trash programs. Just to trace the 3. I just want to do a little bit of a tax, take his money.
So you're happy that your econ's going to outstretch his. Maybe you've got the...
I think I was getting him so low that should he run the remote, he wouldn't be able to trash whatever it is I'm hiding. Perhaps.
So install advance.
Interesting.
You're trying to get some tokens on Vitruvius, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That would probably be it, especially against Gravedigger out there and things like that. Because I know the mill's coming. And Knight comes racing out. That's a bit of a problem. Knight's going to get through just about all of my ice. So I'm advancing 3 times. And it is an overscored Vitruvius, so it just means I can yank back some of the mills that happened. You know, with Gravedigger or whatever other tricks that he's playing.
I've always enjoyed that HB has a bit of that archives recursion that the other corps don't have. And yeah, that's one you don't see that often. But yeah, if when you've got a window, why not? Why not get some Vitruvius counters?
Yeah, I think it very rarely happens. He's running there. Into archives. No res. So I'd say that was something he can break probably with a mimic. So I didn't feel the need to spend all my money. Could be architect. Probably couldn't even afford to res it if I wanted to.
Yeah, down on 3 credits. You don't want to go dirt poor just for the sake of blocking a dirty laundry into archives.
So I am Gravedigger out there. I'm still worried about Gravedigger, so playing noise myself, I know the power of that card, and I know that my deck will be trashing a few things itself. You know, obviously Adonis campaigns trash at the end of their cycle and stuff like that, where he's going to get free mills.
Yeah. So what is this? Is this a campaign? You really, it seems like you need to get a campaign running.
Yeah, it's my scoring server. That's usually where the campaigns go, and I just let them tick out, and once they die, I usually start scoring agendas. So, here we go. Gonna come on down. Pop up.
Pop up.
I love that new art.
Yeah.
Not everyone loves it, but I'm a big fan.
I just like having more pop-ups in my collection.
And a wraparound. So he's gonna get through for $3. There, 3 credits, and an ash, which you can trash very cheaply.
So the trace here. Now he's got, I think, 6.
So here's the conundrum: do you beat the trace?
Well, if you pump the trace, then yeah, you can still just trash ash.
Yeah, this is where Wizzard's ability really kicks in, and you know, it's really good against my deck and probably against New Earth Hub as well. So Daryl's probably choosing against our meta. He's stronger in our meta where there's so many assets. You know, your RP deck has a lot of assets as well, asset economy.
Yep.
So Ash is gone. He's just going to wander on down. Is this last click?
Yes, yeah, it looks like last click.
I'm not resing, so I'd say that is not an agenda. $3. Wonder what I could have resed.
So
Can't really see my hand with the camera, so it's very difficult to tell.
How do you feel about that wraparound? I'd be tempted to trash the wraparound just to get rid of that knight. It's a pretty low cost way of drawing it.
Is probably one of the most expendable pieces of ice in the deck. Obviously, I only have it in there against, you know, those eater sort of decks where, they may not get Corroder early, in which case Wraparound's a beast. It also messes with Atman if they don't have a Corroder out yet. Daily Business Show, I think.
Looks like Jackson Howard.
Oh, Jackson. Okay. I'll probably let it go because of the Vitruvius counters. There's nothing in my graveyard that I wanted to bring back with Jackson, so I just let him die.
Huh. Not even the hedge funds. I don't mind having hedge funds back.
Well, see, this is the beauty of the HB deck, is that hedge funds are only really good early. I find that late game they're actually hand filler because of Adonis campaigns and pop-ups and my natural, agility ability to create, its own sort of economy, that hedge funds are actually just a waste of a click. I need to be pushing agendas through my windows. So they're actually hand filler late game. Early game, they're brilliant.
So you're making the assumption that you'll be able to out-econ Daryl, which, I don't know, at this point, it might be a fair assumption, actually.
He just stim hacked in. So, aha! There goes Wraparound. And so I want to install something. So without the knight there, I feel fairly confident he won't be able to get in. So obviously I'm going to try and risk something. I'd hesitate to say that is another agenda.
The Gravedigger counter going on there for the trashed ice.
Yes. Yeah, it really punishes. The HB changing board state there, because I often want to move my ice around or change it, mix it up. Yeah, so we're still tied 2-2. John Masanori coming down. So here comes the second part of the mill. I assume if he takes a tag, he'll be looking to do some sneaky milling. So I'm probably still okay with it, thanks to Vitruvius. That is a real lifesaver. That's probably one of the better moves. It's very expensive to overscore an agenda. Like, that's a huge hit to your economy and the time it takes to do that. But in this game, I feel it's probably worth it. Oh, Daryl just recording his
brain damage.
That enhanced login protocol stayed out a long time. Really getting some solid value out of that. I often find they don't last that long because HB agendas are very squishy. So easy to steal, and there's so many of them. There's a lot of 2-for-3s that you can just run in and grab one here and there. And that's probably why it would be the first card I change out of this deck. Bless you.
Thanks.
Nice. Another powerful economy card there. So once we're making some runs, as you can see, I've iced 2 deep on every server. He's not going anywhere easily. Oh, and now we're going 3. So. Obviously felt that Itchy Eli wasn't sufficient to protect R&D, which would probably advertise that I have no agendas in my hand. Probably suggesting that they're in R&D. I have to be aware of Hades Shard as well. If he's milling those cards, I also have to keep an eye on Hades Shard, that potential sudden. Like, luckily his economy's low. He's really struggling to get it going. And in fact, I'm going to take the opportunity to get rid of agendas now. By the looks of it, I'm not going to risk any Hades Shard shenanigans.
So, do you still have Sansan City Grids in this HP?
Yep. 4 Biotics and 1 Sansan.
1 Sansan, okay. Yeah, okay.
I find that the same Sansan is obviously regularly trashed, but it can often make a comeback with Architect and something like that.
Yeah. Well, Vitruvius
and then they have
counters.
to go trash it again. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with just the one copy. It chews up a lot of influence, and obviously I use pop-ups as a bit of extra economy. This deck runs 19 ice, but do you count pop-up as a serious ice? Probably not. So, but
I'd still count it.
Yeah.
It's still a 2 credit swing for a 0 credit res, so it's probably taxes
sometimes
as much
I count
as
it
any
as an
other
economy
ice.
card. Sometimes I count it
Yeah.
as an ice. Yeah. Even a pop-up, protecting an early Adonis, can help my economy a lot. By the time they go in and trash it, and I've installed and gained some money. All right, and all of a sudden, Daryl's economy is smashing back up through the use of the prepaids. There's a great sort of, economy swing there with hedge funds. Short gamble, sorry. And Knight is back.
Okay, so a pretty decent breaker suite up now for Daryl. And still only 2 points each. Now it's 2-3, and you've got the healer
There's another
hands.
solid economy card if I ever get it.
This actually got you just across the line in our game. That was such a nail biter, but yeah, I was able to stop the campaigns, but wasn't able to do anything about that healer hands, and it just gave you enough money to get over the line.
Yeah, it's very valuable.
Particularly against Wizzard, where you're risking your campaigns getting trashed with his ability. So just having that extra little bit of option to be able to get 3 credits. But Daryl coming into the hand here.
Out siphon. Now there's 2 unraised dice, so it was very early to siphon without having seen any of the ice.
But he's on first click, it looks like, is it?
Yeah.
So, and what's in that remote there? Can you actually go down to 0 here? If that's an Eve or something. Wouldn't be, would it?
That, I think, is either an Ash or a Sand.
But you've got an ice you can res.
Yeah, so I should be able to dump most of my money out. I don't want to res what's in the server. Just another Eli.
That's
he
probably...
can break Corroda.
So you've gone down to 2 credits and raising the Ash to go to 0. Okay, so you found a way to...
Yep, dump it all out. Yeah, he had to beat the trace. So I can dump money into Itchy there. And Architect. Okay, so managed to get his economy lower. Healer hands, already doing work. Straight from the bat. Straight off the bat there. I do feel pretty confident once I've got some ice res and the healer hands going that I should be able to start pushing agendas out. Once I get to 3, I do start looking at a biotic solution to the remaining agendas. I don't try and risk too many in a remote unless there's a perfect opportunity, especially when he's advertised.
I've noticed with that, with the HB, you can rush a few out on the board and then you finish the game off with the fast advance.
I very rarely, personally, try and Bardic one from my hand. I try and save the Bardics for a mid to late game finisher. There's often a lot of opportunities early game to get one because the HB ice can be really expensive early in the game to break.
So is this a campaign that you've installed, or?
Yeah, I could be trying to draw a run. I know he can get in. Could be just trying to drain his money away.
Maybe just
sucker in a run and try and deplete the resources.
Yeah, so he's... But then you can just pop that right back in with one of those counters. You're tempted to do that now. That might have been good before the start of your turn, just... Bam.
Keep it rolling along.
I guess he can just come back straight in again, but again, what's that ice that the knight is sitting on?
That was... I can't remember, actually.
It's a 3 cost.
An Eli there. So I pulled a Jackson back and I put something into that remote. Then click healer hands to keep the economy ticking along. So one of the precious Vitruvius counters has been used. We could guess it was a Jackson. Although, knowing me, I could be trying something sneaky.
ELP just ruining everything for the runner here.
Yeah, it's been out too long. The board's getting more and more expensive. And not needing Jackson, I let him trash it again, so not really sure what I was trying to achieve there. Perhaps I was trying to
get some pop-up money.
I was just trying to keep him busy, maybe drain his clicks.
Yeah.
Come look over on the remote, just in case I try to sneak something out while I protect the hand, which obviously had an agenda in it. And we have... Oh, do you trigger or don't you?
Well, I don't know.
I'm just counting up the ice, counting out the amount in the in my hand.
Doesn't seem like there's a good reason to trigger it.
No, it seems really risky.
I was just thinking if you could have made a Jackson play with that Jackson you got back.
I think there's too many ice on the table.
Yeah.
There's no real value in triggering it. That's just greedy. Don't trigger it, Andru. Don't do it.
You're still thinking about it.
Yep,
Wow.
yep. We're still discussing the pros and cons. If it was 3 ice on top, that'd probably be a lockout game. I mean...
Well, the thing is, you got that Vitruvius counter, so you can
Well, I'm
one.
probably saving that for a Bardic Labor.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, I don't see the value in triggering it, but it seems like past Andrew really wants to trigger it. Stop now! Civil Wave. Alright, we'll let it go. Okay. Whew. Everyone can continue their lives. Ooh, Deja Vu, Count Siphon. Well, I guess he knows he can get in now. I've got money for the taken.
So do you have some Chrysium Grid in this deck? I think you'd have 1 or 2. Last time I played. But
I actually have 1, and it has paid its way over and over again. Often I pose it as an Ash, on one of the central servers there, and try and draw a Maker's Eye indexing or legwork, account siphon, and then pop that, just to stop those shenanigans. I think it's very valuable. I don't think I need more than 1. It becomes a bit of a dead card in some situations, especially against R&D interface decks.
So you've gone down to 0. But Daryl is still no multi-access. I think that...
So I'm clicking back up to 4 with Healer Hands. So the power of that card. He's got tags now, though. So obviously I didn't feel the need to get rid of John Mathinori. Tara's got some tough decisions to make. Really got to start looking at seeing some cards.
Here's a Wanton Destruction.
Okay. Speaking of trashing. So he's just paying through it all on the back of the account siphon. Trashing 3 cards. Installing into the remote. Looking for 3. So do you go look? Or does Daryl focus on archives? Gravedigger's got 3 tokens. So we could mill 3 and then mill 2 and then run.
You're on match point here.
Yeah, I've placed him in a very difficult position. His game plan seems to be, mill and then capture all the agendas from the graveyard. The heap, sorry, or the archives. I always call it the graveyard for some reason. So, what do you do, Alex? What would you do right now? Remote or archives?
Probably archives, because that at least if you have to res ice, it takes you away from the biotic money. But yeah, I don't think you've installed an agenda here, but I could be wrong.
Is Mimic still out there?
Yep.
Yeah, maybe it's off to the side. I can't see it anymore.
Gain a credit mill 3.
How much money does Daryl have?
1, 2, 3 gravediggers. And
Looking like, yeah, passing the turn, is it?
Use this.
yeah.
Getting the biotic out. Yeah, this is where
Clop would be good.
it would have been nice just to make you spend the money resing the archives, just so you couldn't make this play. I think that's what I was thinking. But yeah, okay. That wraps that up. But yeah, Daryl not really able to deal with the tax that this HB deck imposed.
Yep, so I was just showing I had 2 agendas in the hand there for a while. And I was just waiting for enough money to pull back the biotic labor. But the tax was just too high.
Something like a nerve agent or a medium would have made it okay, I think, because then those runs would have started to build value. But yeah, just getting the single accesses was not really enough.
Yeah.
But still, you'll go through the grand final, and
HB doing what it does. And I have to face somebody.
That'll be the winner out of Josh and Daryl. So yeah, we'll be back.
We will be back. Bye-bye.